I'm starting my show on Women's International Day, and I plan on being an international celebrity, mogul, businesswoman. I'm taking all the brands over all continents. I'm in the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Red Sea. I'm in all of that.
It's your girl, Zsa Zsa, and you are listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. What up, though, guys? It's your girl, Zsa Zsa, and you are listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Yes, I am celebrating my 3-year anniversary. I'm super duper excited, because God is good. You never know where he'll take your mess and turn it into a message. Listen, it is Thankful Thursdays. As I say, each and every week, we have the activities of our limbs. We are in our right mind. We ain't in nobody's hospital. We ain't in nobody's jail, because believe you me, there's plenty of room for you somewhere. Listen, I just want to thank all of you who have been supporting me for the last 1,000+ days. I just want to thank you so very much. And I'm super duper excited, because the month of March is so extremely important to me. And it's so critical. Such a memorable month, because a few things. This month I will be celebrating my 100th podcast episode. Now, when they got their 100th episode, tell them catch up, okay? Catch up, mustard, because I'm working on my 100th episode. Actually be celebrating my 100th episode of my podcast this month. I got about 3 more episodes that I have to do, and then I'll be celebrating my 100th episode. But if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking about, is it justice or just us? Is it justice or just us? And if you're tuning in, I'm your host, Zsa Zsa. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa because you do. I'm live on Instagram, live on my Facebook right now, and you are my guest. And thank you for tuning in and kicking it with me for this little bit of time that we're going to share, because I want to drop some wisdom. March is so important, because not only are we celebrating the historic life stories and amazing journeys of so many women from all other ethnicities, but if you're a man, a boy, a little girl, teenager, whoever you want to be, I don't really care. There are some women in your life that have caused you to either propel and be better, or there have been some women in your life that have caused you some hurt, challenges, and pain. And I want to talk to you today about, are you the woman that is for justice, or are you the woman that's just for us? See, it's a difference between the justice that we seek and then the things that just happen to us. See, a lot of us have oftentimes been in situations where we could either be the victim or we could be the victor. And like most women, a lot of our challenges and a lot of our hurt and a lot of our pain isn't always affiliated with a man. It isn't always affiliated with what somebody did to us. Sometimes our pain, ladies, comes from the very things that we have allowed to happen ourselves. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking all about just us or justice. Because at the end of the day, women have been on the back burner for so long, for so many reasons. And all it boils down to is our gender. It didn't boil down to the fact that we couldn't do things just as equally and better as men. It just meant because how history has been portrayed and the way that women have been treated in times past, we have had to learn to detox our thought process. Last month in February, we had to talk about the historic changes and challenges that we had to go through as Black people. But now here it is, the month of March, and we have to talk about all of the accolades and the great things that women have had to deal with and overcome. And I want to talk to you today about just us or justice. You are not alone. Because as women, we oftentimes go through things and we feel like we're alone. As a mother, when I had my son at 17, I felt like, I was alone. I felt like I was the only 17-year-old in the world that was a single parent that was getting ready to have a baby. When I started losing my hair with alopecia and going bald. And, I thought, oh my God, I'm the only woman in the world that's losing her hair. When I started gaining weight and couldn't fit my clothes no more, I felt like, oh my God, I'm the only one in the world that's fat and disgusting, and this back fat got me feeling some type of way. I don't feel as sexy anymore. And sometimes, ladies, when we are going through things, and men, this is why you got to be very conscientious of the women in your life, not just the mothers and the aunties and the daughters, but all women. You want to be conscientious of all women, your coworkers, your friends, the friends that you say that are your lady friends. You have to be mindful and conscientious that women are always dealing with something. I had to tell my son the other day, I said, before I was your mother, I was a woman. Before you become a wife, you are a woman. Before you become somebody's sister, you are a woman. Before you become somebody's daughter, you are a woman. And see, a lot of times, in times past, we've had to fight for our right to vote, fight for our titles and our leadership roles, fight to be respected in the workplace, fight to be respected in our marriages, that we're not just a sex machine and a housewife and a vacuum cleaner. We are not here just to look pretty and to sit beside ladies or men, okay? I don't care if you're heterosexual, bisexual, or you gay. I don't really care. If you're a lesbian gay, be a lesbian gay. That ain't got nothing to do with me, okay? At the end of the day, as women, we have to learn to not only support each other, but to learn to respect each other's boundaries and what we have been through. I just walked away from a situation because I couldn't understand how women that look like me, who I say, women that what? Look like me. Okay, they don't look as fine as me, but they look like me. But how is it, ladies and gentlemen? Because, and I'm going to tell you this too, in the African American community, Black men, you are notorious for causing friction amongst Black women. You may not do it intentionally, but you do it inadvertently because you know how you are as a man and you know how we are as women. If you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before we take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking all about, is it justice or just us? You are not alone. Because sometimes certain situations can cause us to feel like we are alone in certain situations. I can't wait to my new episode of Uncommon Conversations comes on tomorrow at 8:00. I have a guest on my show, T. Hayes, in the building. She is the founder of Mommy's Melodies and the owner of the Beauty Zone. And listen, she is coming out with her own podcast, Beauty with 2 T's. Excuse me. And listen, when I tell you, I genuinely love promoting and supporting other women. What I don't like is I don't like shady women. I don't like shady women who use empowerment terms and, women supporting women terms, but they only use it for a selective few. See, I'm not a respecter of no person or no title or no income. I treat everybody the same way unless you cause me to treat you differently. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because at the end of the day, there are women who look at other women as this idol and this grande madame and all of these different things when you don't even respect your own mama. You got an auntie that you don't even support. You got a cousin that you ain't even supporting. And sometimes we have the tendencies to put emphasis on somebody else because they may have a larger light or they may be deemed as somebody that's popping right now. Ladies, you better be careful that you aren't supporting a whole nother woman's program and a whole nother woman's agenda when you have women in your life that have an agenda that you haven't even supported. There are women, and we're talking about, yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. We're talking about justice or just us. Because at the end of the day, we all say we want certain things. We all claim we want the certain things. Like the group of women that I had to walk away from in January, I said, you know what? They say we all want the same thing, but clearly they don't want the same thing. Because if we all wanted the same thing, then what we having right now, we wouldn't have had. Because when women get together and they're women, not little girls that are in an age of being a grown woman, but I'm talking about they understand the difference between disliking somebody just because I don't like her. Oh my God, I don't like her. She just so loud and she just be doing the most and she does. That's what, first of all, that's little girl. Little girls do that. Women say, oh, okay, oh, she popping. Yeah, her personality may be a little big, but she get the job done. Okay. All right, I see you, boo. Okay, I like your style. Okay, because grown women recognize grown women. Little girls feel intimidated and small, and they feel some type of way amongst other women. And don't get me wrong, we all have to grow through that. I was there before when I was amongst other women with the titles and the income. And, I didn't feel like, Zsa Zsa Hubbard really needed to be in the room. Like, I knew I was the bomb, right? But, sometimes you get in rooms with other people and you see and hear their accolades and you see what they're doing and you look at your situation and you're like, man. But see, a woman, a real woman, she gonna pull you up and she gonna pull you out. And she gonna say, come on, sis, I got you. Because listen, we are celebrating Women's History Month. And one of the things that I love is when real women celebrate other women for real. For real, for real. Not for fake. Not because they think it's the popular thing to do. Not because they want to look like they are seen supporting another woman. Because you got to be careful. There are other women who know how to play the role of, oh yeah, this is my girl, I support her, and da-da-da-da-da. But then when somebody talking about them, and they got to show that they support this woman, or their mouth is closed. So you got to watch people who say they support you, but when it comes to them supporting you in a room when you're not there, that's when the real support is really shown. See, true support happens when you ain't around. See, there are people that say they support me and say this, that, and the third, but it's a whole different ball game when you're not in the room and they have to support you. It's a whole nother ball game when somebody has an opinion about you, ladies. This is when the BFF's supposed to come into play. This is when the friends over and the family over everything comes into play. Because if people that genuinely love you and support you, if they don't stand for you when you ain't around, them ain't your people. That ain't your tribe, ladies. And I'm gonna tell you something about women. We and this has gone through history of time of women who are fearless and women who stand up for what they believe in. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yah Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm your host, Zsa Zsa Hubbard. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on all social media platforms. Listen, I am your host, Zsa Zsa. We're talking all about you are not alone. Is it justice or just us? Because at the end of the day, women have been known to be used sexually, abused emotionally, abused mentally, psychologically. We have, his history has shown us how we have been treated, right? And if history has shown us how we've been treated, how dare you treat another woman like it? If you know all the stuff that you've been through as a woman, how dare you try to treat another woman the way you don't want to be treated? And we've all been the victim of it, and we've all been the oppressor of it. Listen, one of the things that I've learned in leadership and I've learned in times past is that there are women in life that will go after what they believe in and they stand up for what they believe in. And then there are some women that are passive. they aren't as vocal. They aren't as boisterous or assertive. And then there are some women, they don't care about none of that. They doing their own thing, living their own life like it's golden, and they don't mind dealing with certain situations because they don't get involved anyway. See, you got to determine what type of woman you want to be known for. Do you want to be known as the messy woman that's always getting involved in mess and drama? Or do you want to be the woman who has set the tone for other women to do great things? I find it very disheartening when women can sit around and talk about another woman, especially if the woman is out here doing great things. I find it tacky, tasteless, and just very, it shows your lack of self-esteem. It shows your lack of confidence. It shows your lack of really supporting women, because I'm going to tell you something. There are women that support women and they think that they are empowering women, but then they'll turn around and talk about and dog out a whole nother woman. Which one is it, sis? Are you really a woman who empowers all women? Or are you a woman who only empowers the ones that qualify in your womanhood realm? Are you a woman that seeks to stand up for other women when you know they are in the right and when you know another woman is wrong? Or are you the woman that watches stuff unfold and not say nothing? Because I'm going to tell you something. The woman that I have grown to become cost me a lot of things. Cost me a lot of friendships, cost me a lot of relationships, cost me a lot of money, cost me a lot of tears, cost me a lot of heartbreak. But I love the woman that I have become. Because the woman that I have become can stand on her own 2 feet and say, yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because there are a lot of women that have been pushed and put in situations where they didn't want to speak up. They didn't want to give their opinion. They didn't want to stand up for what they believed in. And they were mad at women like me who got what they wanted because they went after it. And there are a lot of women who watch other women on social media and you secretly envy them and you're secretly jealous of them and you secretly, have all of these different weird feelings when really, you really want to be their friend. Really. There are women right now that watch me. They can't be my friend because of the stuff they done said about me. They won't be able to celebrate in my wins because of how much they dogged me. When they should have been seeing if I was okay. Sis, I saw you go through that divorce. It was messy. I got your back, boo. Sis, I saw your best friend sleep with your man. That ain't right. That's foul. I don't encourage that foolishness. I saw you have to take care of your family and your mama died. I've been through it. I know how I feel. Sis, I got you. Oh, but you know what they did? They dogged me when I had my nervous breakdown. And I was out there with my gym shoes on and my Spanx and my bra. Oh yeah, they thought it was so funny. They didn't understand that my ex-husband had stole $5,000 out of my account and left me with $34.12 in my name. And our house was going into foreclosure. And our DTE bill had went into shutoff status. Yeah, see, everybody thought it was funny when me and my sisters was getting into it and our family was divided. Yeah, everybody thought it was funny. And everybody thought it was cute. Yeah, see, I have a problem when you say you an evangelist or a missionary or a woman of God or you this and you that, but you thought it was okay to dog a woman when she was down. You thought it was okay to hee and kiki and cackle about her misery and what she was going through. Almost like the woman with the issue of blood, 12 years, you got to walk around with tampons and maxi pads and you're smelling funny and here it is. I'm sure she ain't had no friends. But no, we don't like talking about the woman that's dirty and got issues. We want to be the Proverbs 31 woman. We want our grace to be far more rubies. We want to be, we want to sit up high and look low on everybody and act like we just the bomb.com. See, I don't do well with women who think that they're better than other women. And I know some women probably thought that, I thought that I was better until they talked to me. And they say, dang, I rocks with you. You are not who I assumed or heard you were. And that was another thing. Ladies, we have a tendency of giving stories that make us look like the victim. He hit me. He beat me up. He cheated on me. He did this to me. I want to say something right now that a lot of ladies probably won't agree with, and probably ladies won't even care, but I want to apologize to the men out here who have had to deal with the trauma and drama and emotions of women because of all of the things that women have gone through. There are women that have really genuinely loved other ladies, their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, their wives, their lady friends, their girlfriends, but because of what they had gone through, they couldn't receive the love. So it made it hard for them to be loved. There are a lot of men out here, ladies, that are your soulmate, a great man, to be a great husband, a great priest, a great provider, and will lay down the pipe. Hello, because that's a prayer of mine. Honey, you can't be my priest and not lay down the pipe. That's a prayer. I put that in my prayer request. Okay? I need you to lay down the pipe and lay me up. That's it. Yeah, I said it. Before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. Who want to get married and be with a man that you are not intrigued and enticed and attracted to? Who want to be with somebody they don't want to be with? Who got time for that? Not I said the cat, not this cat down here. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it because that was one of the issues that I had before. See, closed mouths don't get fed. And I had to understand that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And if I want the life that God has shown me that I can have, I have to speak what I seek until I get it. And at the end of the day, my ex-husband was a really, really good man. He was a good man. He just wasn't a good man for me. He's going to be a great man for somebody else, just not me. Clearly, and not the second wife he had. But at the end of the day, there are some really, really great men out here that are all messed up because of us, ladies. Yeah, I know you probably want to hear that. I know you probably don't think of it as, a real thing, but it is. I had to apologize to my son because of the trauma that I've taken my son through, because of the trauma that I've gone through with men in my life. And ladies, for those of you who are raising sons, don't raise your son to be an angry, bitter man. Raise him to be a great man, to learn to take care of a woman's heart, whether he gonna be a homosexual son, whether he gonna be a heterosexual son, or whether he gonna be a bisexual son. You raise your sons to love and respect women, period. Period. Because if you don't, you will raise men to be manipulators, to be abusers, to be disrespectful, to be jealous of their women. See, I loved my ex-husband, but my ex-husband wasn't a visionary. He didn't see things the way God showed them to me, and I didn't expect him to, but I wanted him. It shouldn't have been hard for me to express or expound my desires as your wife. There are a lot of women who are crying out for people to hear them. Meghan Markle is one of them. Princess Meghan Markle literally just had an interview with one of my mentors, Oprah Winfrey. Her man left a whole country, a whole kingdom, a whole court. And some of y'all men won't even support your baby mamas. You won't support the women in your life. You won't support the businesses that these women have. You know what was so disheartening? As a mother, when I opened up Detroit Lash Lounge and I asked Tayshawn's dad to help me support my business, I even asked Tayshawn's dad how would his other baby mama feel about being in my shop. And I gave her a station. I said, because at this point, we both got kids by you, fool. She has great skills. I have great skills. We have a building. Let's put this together and let's make some money for our family. You know what he said? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to help? Why would I want to help promote your shop? Fool, maybe because you want to get off child support. Maybe you don't want to owe me the $18,000 that you owe me. Because maybe if you would have helped me, then maybe I wouldn't have had a reason to put you on child support in the first place. If some of you men got off your high A-word horses and really humbled yourself and got behind some of these women that are actually doing some really great things in the community, and they really been doing it. I've been great. Some of y'all just started paying attention to my greatness. And I can't slow down my greatness so that y'all can catch up. I ain't doing that no more. And see, other women have the tendency to make other women feel bad. You know how we do, ladies. Oh, look at her stomach hanging out. Look at that fupa. Look, her lashes ain't even right. Look at her lace front. Well, first of all, baby, your lace front is 5 seconds from sliding off. You don't think that these men see them little circles on your lace? You don't see these men looking at your eyelashes looking like a fool, like you about to fly away? See, men respect us, ladies, because they love us. And they're not going to tell us that we look crazy because they got a mama, they got a sister, they got daughters. But see, a lot of you all women, you don't respect the men in your life that really genuinely love you and care about you because you have been so traumatized and so hurt by the no good Negro that didn't mean you no good at all. There were men that genuinely loved me and probably were my soulmates. But I didn't know how to receive them because I was stuck on what my baby daddy did to me. I was stuck on what my ex-husband did to me. I was stuck on what I saw my father do to my mother. I was stuck on how my stepfather treated my mama. I was stuck on how my brothers did the women in their life. I was stuck on how the men, I was stuck on other people's experiences that had affected, watch this, those experiences from other people inadvertently affected how I dealt with my relationships. So there are women out here that act like they ain't bitter. They act like they ain't mad. You know, I ain't bitter. I ain't mad. I ain't no bitter baby mama. No, you are a bitter baby mama. And it shows. It shows with your kids and your relationship with the father. It shows in how you deal with women in your life. See, it wasn't until I got over being bitter that I could get better. It wasn't until I could get over being bitter is when I could get better. See, I was angry and jealous, you know, of the other baby mama, spending more time, getting more time with my son's father and their kids. And I was angry. I was bitter. You parading her around. I got to be a single parent over here by myself. And you get to go out and do all of this. And you going to Florida and Alabama and here and there. And you doing all of this. And I got to pay these bills and take care of this kid. I was angry as hell. I was angry. Because I qualified for that. I qualified. And see, a lot of you ladies won't get the man of your dreams because you keep chasing the man of your nightmares. You think it's the man of your dreams, baby, but he's the man of your nightmares. Oh, yeah, he got waves, got the chain, he got the card, he's got the nice car, he got the nice clothes. But guess what? You and about 5,000 other women want him too. You and about 5,000 other women chasing that same man. See, I had to get it in my soul. You know, my first lady, shout out to Dr. Karen Clark Sheard. She has a slogan at our church at Greater Emmanuel Institution of Church of God in Christ. Shout out to my Bishop J. Drew Sheard. You know where we at, 7 Mile all day. She has this slogan that we have in our women's department. It's called United We Stand, Division is Not an Option. And one of the things that I learned is that there is no shortage in men. There is not a shortage of men. And yes, there is a conglomerate of our men in prison. Yes. There are a conglomerate of our men who have been killed. Yes. There is a huge number in homosexual men. Yes. But there is not a shortage in men. There is a shortage in the men that you keep chasing. See, we all want what media has depicted what it's supposed to look like. We fell in love with characters in movies and shows like the Morris Chestnuts and the Taye Diggs and the Michael Ealy's. And when the regular slow-mo Joe walked past, you ain't checking for him because he ain't tall and statuous and he ain't rocking the suits and he ain't got all of the pizzazz that you want and he ain't got the bells and the whistles that you looking for. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies. My bishop talks about this all the time. And he said, you'd be surprised the type of man that will live and die for you if you give him a chance. I had to get that in my spirit that, baby, you ain't all that either. Some of y'all think too highly of yourselves, ladies. You done went and got you a BBL and you think you all that in a bag of chips. You done put on your push-up bra and forgot your breast sag. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because some of us, we get cute and we get our standards so high up, ladies. So high up. And we are anticipating and expecting a man to meet us all the way up here when you ain't even there. And I said that last week. I told, my girls that I mentored and ladies of excellence, we did this thing, right? And I have all my papers. And it's so funny when you look back at some of the things. And I had them to make a list. I had them make a list of everything they wanted from a man, what they wanted their Boaz, because Boaz in the Bible was a character who was paid. He had land. He was a bomb.com. Apparently, he was fine. All the ladies, he was LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool J, okay? Everybody. And he was LL Cool B. Ladies love Cool Boaz, okay? And at the end of the day, Boaz ended up marrying Ruth, right? Ruth was a daughter-in-law, a widower, lost her husband, lost everything. They out here trying to get it how they live. A lot of us ladies always want the Boaz. We always want the man that got it, that's getting it, that's doing it. One of the things that I had to keep rereading this story, and I kept reading, and I kept reading, and I kept reading, and I kept reading it, because there was something that I felt like I was missing that wasn't being said. We talk about how Naomi prepared Ruth for Boaz. We talk about how Boaz did all of the logistics to get her. But I'm going to tell you something. When Boaz saw Ruth in the Bible, the first time he seen her, he saw her working, minding her business that pays her. When Boaz first met Ruth, when that story first, when the two characters are finally in the same storyline, Boaz noticed her working. Ruth didn't notice Boaz. She was minding her business and taking care of her business. Some of you have been so confuzzled and persuaded by this music from Meg the Stallion. And shout out to Meg. I love you, Meg. I got stallion knees, honey girl. First of all, I ain't lost them, baby. So my husband, listen, number two, he gonna know what's up. Anywho, shout out to Cardi B. I love you. You an underdog, sis. And I love the fact that Cardi B's an underdog. And I love the fact that they dogged her out. I love it, because every person that has dogged you out, ladies, while you out here on the grind to greatness, every person that has dogged you out and put venom on your name as you climb to your success, they are going to have to eat every word that they've said about you. And that goes for men too. But if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking all about, is it justice or just us? Because women, we have the tendency of dogging each other out. And then when that sister, that very same sister that you dogged out, you see her start doing good, it's like, no, sis, you're going to have to eat that. The very things, and that's one of the things that I teach people all the time. Watch your words. Because the very thing that you are saying about somebody else could be the very thing that they saying about you. Yeah, see, people say all the time, oh, she doing too much. She's so loud. She's so this, she so that. Yeah, you might want to be careful. Because the very things that you saying about me, oh, baby, it's a whole group talking about you. That's why I'm mindful of the things that I say about people. That's why if I'm going to say something, you going to know I said it. That's why, yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Because I learned to be a woman to stand on my own 2 feet and to stand on my word. Because you're nothing without your word, whether you're a woman or a man. A lot of you agree to do things and you know you don't want to. And women, we're notorious for it. We're notorious for putting ourselves last while we put everybody else's bull stuff ahead of our own. I know, because I did it. I did it when my mom passed. I did it when I got married. I did it when I was trying to open up businesses. I was continuously putting other people ahead of me. And then when I finally wanted to have something for me, I couldn't. I was paying bills while other people got to enjoy the very thing I was paying bills for. This is the thing. Ladies, in this season in your life, you are going to have to learn to preserve your power. Just like a battery, just like a phone. You put that phone in low power mode, save power mode, or whatever it's called. You put it in save power mode. And when you put it in that save power mode, it conserves the energy that's still in there. Ladies, you're going to have to conserve your energy in this season. I was burnt out. Opened up a whole shop with women that I thought was ready to become billionaires like me. They saw the vision, but they wasn't ready to work the vision. And see, everybody that works with me, they know I don't play about me. I don't play about my business, and I don't play about me. Because at the end of the day, I put my life in a lot of people's hands, women and men, who showed me that what I was and who I was not valuable to them. But now I'm a lot more valuable. I'm a lot more valuable now because now you have somewhere to place me. But see, at the end of the day, ladies, I'm going to tell you something. If a person doesn't see value in what you bring to the table off rip, without you having to persuade them, without you having to feed them a storyline, them ain't your people. When people choose to walk away from me, when my ex-husband decided that us being married was no longer his desire, guess what? I was already 10 steps ahead of you, sir. Wasn't my desire either. I should have said no. I should have just did business with you. And some of you ladies are so desperate to be with a spouse, a man, a woman, a lady friend. I don't really care. Listen, go get you a dog. Go sign up for a membership. Okay? And go find you some ladies that feed your flame, that support you, that ain't wishy-washy. Hell, I'll be your friend. Start with me. Okay? I don't do no flippy-floppy stuff. I don't do no wishy-washy stuff. So if you're going to try to be my friend now, I need you to be a real one, okay? Don't come at me if you flippy-floppy. Work on you first. Then come try to be friends with me, okay? Because that's another thing, ladies. We say we want good girlfriends and good friendships, but are we really good friends? Do we talk about our friends and dog our friends out to other people? Do we side with people that we know for a fact are wrong? Do we encourage issues amongst women, chaos and confusion? There were women that I genuinely looked up to growing up, but all they did was cause chaos between me and the other woman who has children with my son's father. Always cause chaos. I never had not one of those women that I called myself looking up to sit me and that young lady down at 17 and 18 and 19 and 20 years old and say, okay, y'all, forget that fool. Now, y'all both are mothers and y'all both are women. Y'all need to sit down and figure this thing out. Not one woman, not the first lady of the church I was going to, not none of the deaconess, None of the ushers that had on usher boy uniforms that claim they know all the scriptures. Not one of those women sat us down and said, you know what, Zsa Zsa and blah, blah, blah. Y'all need to sit down. Y'all didn't let this boy, because he's a boy. He's a man now, but at the time he was a boy. Y'all let this boy mess y'all up. And this is the thing, ladies. There are a lot of men that know their power. They know the power in the penis. Hell, I know the power of the penis. And I thank God. I thank my heavenly Father. Okay? Y'all probably laughing. Yeah, I said it before. I take it back. I'm add more to it. Ain't no shame in my game, ladies. Okay? I love that God created men. And as beautiful as you are, ladies, I love all your little physique you built. I love your smile, your skin. I love everything about you, ladies. And I ain't no lesbian either. But I love men. And I thank God that he orchestrated and formulated the man the way that he did. Okay? This is why you need a plug. You need a socket and you need a plug to create electricity. Okay? A plug and a socket create electricity, okay? I'm not talking about no carpet burns, okay? Listen, ladies, whatever floats your boat and whatever tickles your fancy, but I need a plug for my socket, okay? 2 plugs don't make electricity, and neither do 2 sockets. I'm just saying. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. But listen, again, whatever floats your boat or tickles your fancy, I am with it. As for me, and my sister friend down here, we are strictly diggly. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. But it's no shade to those of you who want what you want and like what you like. But this is the thing. You got to know what you like, and you got to speak up. There are a lot of men out here that are having sex with other women, having sex with other men, and their sex game is lame. Their sex game is horrible. They don't have good sex. And so because you done slept with him and you in there, he thinking he doing something. So now he date this other woman and he trying to figure out why it ain't working out. Well, because you wasn't honest, sis. You didn't tell him he didn't turn you on sexually. You didn't tell him, okay, babe, I don't like when you do that. I remember one time I had a situation and I had to tell him, babe, this ain't it. This ain't that. And he was like, oh, I've been doing it. And then I said, well, yeah, I don't know who you was doing that with that let you do that. But that don't turn me on. That's not, that doesn't tickle my fancy. And see, ladies, when a man has a good, strong pipe game, he know he got a good, strong pipe game. And he'll use that as a way to get in your head, mess up your mind, mess with your self-esteem, mess with your thought process. That's why, ladies, you got to know who you are before you get with these men that got great sex. And for those men who don't have great sex, you need to tell them. So that way, when they get with another woman, they ain't got their feelings hurt because they thinking they doing something. And let me say this. Healed women heal other women. Broken women break down other women. I don't care who you are. I know women right now. They got the clout. They got the fame. They got the fortune. They got the body work. They got everything that you could imagine they have, but they're miserable. They're miserable. I know women who have more than the men in their life, and they are miserable. They're miserable. I know women who went after another woman's man, thinking that they could be the one to change him, only to go through the same thing the other woman went through. See, one of the most disheartening things that I went through as a young lady at 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, being a mother and a woman, and knowing that I had been through all that I had been through, and here it is, another woman tearing me down. I never understood how we as women could go through some of the similar scenarios and issues and challenges, but find it so comfortable and so comfortably to dog out another woman. I never forget sitting in a young lady's, her house, and we were having a drink and having lunch, and she was literally dogging out her friend. And all I could think of in my mind is, if you dogging out your friend, ain't no chance in hell for us to have a relationship. And lo and behold, we ain't friends no more. And I'm okay with that. Because let me tell you something about a good girlfriend. A good girlfriend and a good friendship, she not gonna allow minor stuff, petty stuff to come between your friendship. She not gonna allow penis to come in between your friendship. She not gonna allow other women to come in between your friendship. When you got a good girlfriend, when you got a good friend, and you can get into it with your friend. And you won't be too prideful to apologize, because guess what? You value your friend. My friends value me. I value my friends. The people that I call my friends, I don't got to talk to them every day. I ain't got to see them every day. If something was to pop off right now and they say, right now in my show while I'm going live, and they say, hey, it's a situation, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, I gotta go. Yeah, I said it before I take it back. I'm gone. Because that's my friend. And I know my friend ain't gonna put me in a situation that they know I wouldn't put them in. But that's a friend. See, a lot of you ladies ain't friends. Y'all just are very acquainted with one another. Y'all share similarities, but y'all ain't friends. Y'all ain't friends. Cause see, there are things that friends won't let happen. Friends don't let friends leave out the club with strangers when you're drunk. Friends don't let other people talk about you even when you in the room and even when you ain't. Friends don't let you have lipstick on your teeth and boogers in your nose. Friends, they pray about your business. Friends promote your business. Friends share your stuff. Friends call you when they need you and when they don't. Friends don't have a problem with backing you even when nobody else backs you. I'm talking about a friend, ladies. See, we all love singing the Golden Girls song. Thank you for being a friend. But I'm going to tell you something about those Golden Girls. Them 4 little white girls. That little show. That little show that depicted 4 little old ladies. Girlfriends with Tracy Ellis Ross and Jill Marie Jones and Lynn and all of them people. Girlfriends. We all love the show. I watched the show. We watched Sister with Tia and Tamara. We watched what was some other girlfriend shows that enticed us, and we couldn't wait to watch it. They were real scenarios. And some of you ladies don't have good friendships because you ain't a good friend. And some of you ladies only can have friendships with certain type of people because you have dogged people out. I'm going to tell you something right now. There are women that I genuinely would have never thought that they were grimy. I would have never thought they would do something shiesty to me. You couldn't have told me that they was like this. I would have told you a lie. You a two-faced lie, the truth ain't in you. But I'm going to tell you something, ladies. I have been through some of the most challenging things, and it came from women that were supposed to love on me, protect me, cover me. That's why I don't call everybody friend. I don't call everybody family. There were aunties that were supposed to look out for me, but they dogged me out. There were family members that were supposed to come together and unite, but instead they were okay with creating chaos and drama. There were women that I mentored. Okay? Women, young ladies, little girls that are now women who have the mitigated audacity. You saw what I went through. You were there. So it makes me think and say, they ain't been through enough as a woman to even understand or be on my level. You still a little girl. You a grown woman, but you a little girl. See, It's a difference between when grown women talk. When grown women talk, we know how to rectify a problematic situation because guess what? We already know there's a problem and we've already thought about some solutions. Grown women. Grown women not going to harbor and go back and forth about what we already know the problem is. See, little girls do that. Little girls go back and forth because they want to argue and talk about the problem. See, don't call me Fox 2, but I am a problem solver. And see, I tell people all the time, sometimes you're going to have to walk away from the battle, ladies, in order to win the war. I've waited 17 years and some change to graduate my son from Cass Technical High School. And I'll be damned if I let any woman on any level, on any caliber, disrespect me and cause me to be outside of my character when I know I'm doing right, when I know I'm doing right by people. I'd rather walk away. See, I've learned to walk away, ladies. See, I'm a sister from Joy Road, 7 Mile a Day, Detroit. Okay? I get it how I live. And you best believe my clap back is real. I don't have a problem with saying whatever's on my heart and whatever on my mind. I don't need a spokesperson and I don't need nobody speaking for me, ladies. I can speak for myself. And see, you got to get to a place where you as a woman can stand on your own 2 feet and say what needs to be said. Because we wouldn't have had to have a Me Too movement if we were talking. If we were saying what needed to be said instead of running our traps about shit that don't got nothing to do with nothing. I've sat and watched other women dog other women, but you ain't gonna talk about how this man beat you up. I've sat around and looked and listened to women dog out another female friend, but when you didn't have no friend, this was the person who had your back. I've literally seen mothers be jealous of their daughters because their daughters decided, I don't want to be like my mama. I don't want to go through what my mama went through. I don't want to be another statistic. See, I didn't have a bunch of kids, not because I don't love kids. I love kids. But I didn't want to have a bunch of kids because I saw what my mama went through. I saw what my mama went through with 7 kids. I saw what she went through as a woman. I saw what she went through as an employer. I saw what she went through as a wife. And I said, I'm not going to bring a bunch of kids into a world that's already conducive against them. I won't bring another child into this world until A, I can afford to have them. Emotionally, physically. Because see, some of you can't be great mothers because you're chasing behind this fool. You chasing behind this man that's causing you to take your focus and attention away from building your child. Listen, let me tell you something. I can have all kind of men running up and through my house. And believe you me, I got men that want to pull up on me every day. Send me your address. Send me your location. I bring you lunch. I pick you up. I bring you this. No, Negro, you ain't about to come mess with my space or my peace. This is my home where I lay my head down. And I don't need you or your energy coming to disrupt what God is causing me to build in my life. Because before I let another man, ladies, before I let another man rob me from my emotions, my mental, my spiritual, before I let another female friend or woman in my life make me feel less than, I will walk away. I will walk away. Because them type of people mean you no good. I don't care what title they got. I don't care what income they got. It's a woman right now that's being investigated from stealing from children. Oh, but she love kids. I'm going to sip this water on that one. It's another girl. She got a commercial about her school, about kids and this, that, and the third. But she's always dogging kids that come out of wedlock. How do you say you got a school for kids and you love kids, but then you talking about kids being born out of wedlock? The last time I checked, majority of the communities and the people that look like you and I come out of wedlock situations. I mean, I didn't like the fact that they kept using the term bastard and coming to America, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of bastards in the community, and we don't want We don't want to talk about the reality of the situations in our community. We don't want to talk about the homosexuality in our communities. We don't want to talk about the increased AIDS and HIV amongst women. If we don't talk about it, we can't fix it. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm add more to it. Ladies, it ain't okay to take another woman's man. I don't care how much he say he don't want to be with her no more. I don't care if they separated. I don't care if they say they don't live together. I don't care if they taking a break. Let me tell you something. You will end up being the one with your feelings hurt because you're listening to lies. Ladies, if they are making you feel some type of way, them ain't your friends. If you got a bed or a pump and prime, if you got to tell your side of the story, and now let me tell you something. The side you saw was the story. It ain't no other side. And see, people will tell you their side of the story because they want to be a victim in the story. And I'm going to tell you something. I am not a victim in nothing that has ever happened to me. Yeah, my ex-husband married another woman at my church and got married to her and he divorced her. Now what? Next. Yeah, my ex-best friend got 6 kids with my baby daddy. Yeah, that happened. Next. Yeah, I had friends that were supposed to support me and they dogged me out and they jumped in line with the rest of the people. I saw it. I was there. You was there. Next. Because I'm not about to sit up here and let none of that stuff hold me down from where I'm trying to go. I let a lot of emotions attached to other people's situations that happened to me stop me from being my best self. And ladies, I'm going to tell you something. Because we are emotional and because we have emotionally invested in relationships and friendships and businesses, we put our all into things because we love the things that we do. When we love our friends, we put our all in the friendships that we have. When we love our man, we gonna do anything to show that we riding or dying. But I'm gonna tell you something, ladies. In this season in your life right now, and if you don't hear nothing else Zsa Zsa Chantel Hubbard has to say on today, on Yeah, I Said It, I want you to know this. Don't you beg another single soul to do nothing for you. If you asked, if they know, that's it. That's it. And you're going to have to learn, little ladies, pull them big girl panties up, get your plan together, get your prayer life in order. Let me tell you something. The minute that I decided to put all my energy and all my eggs into me, my basket, I can't lose. I can't lose. See, I stopped putting my eggs in the basket for them. I stopped putting my eggs in the basket for them, or them. If I'm going to bet my money on anything and anybody, I'm going to bet my money on me. Because I ain't going to fail me. You may fail me. You may get me all the way to where I need to be and drop me. And it may be by mistake. It may not even be on purpose. But I cannot afford to no longer invest my energy, my time, my sex, my love, my mind, my heart, my soul, my prayer life into things that are not reciprocated back to me or do not provide the results I know I deserve. You sitting up here talking to this man all night, you got stuff to do. You sitting up here entertaining drama that ain't got nothing to do with you, you got stuff to do. You sitting around here following behind this Negro who ain't thinking about you, but here this Negro over here talking about let me take you out to dinner, lunch, breakfast. You won't let him take you because he ugly, he fat, he this, he that. Well, first of all, he's probably the man that's not going to bust you upside your head. The man that you're chasing, he's probably going to be the man that's probably going to beat you up and cheat on you and not think twice about it. See, sometimes, ladies, you're going to have to bring not your standards down, but you're going to have to bring down some of them qualifications because you don't qualify. The qualifications and standards that you are requiring should only be a measurement of what you also can provide. I'm not going to expect my man to be a multi-billionaire if I ain't one. Now, when I become a multi-billionaire, now it all depends. Does this man love me and he didn't even know I was a multi-billionaire? That's just like Jeff Bezos' wife, ex-wife. She divorced one man and became a multi-billionaire only to go marry a school teacher. And I'm going to tell you something. It's probably because that school teacher, she could respect him. He was probably laying down the pipe. And he probably was uplifting her and bigging her up, because there's nothing like a man that uplifts a woman. It's nothing like women turning around and looking at their tribe and saying, that's my girls. Them girls love me and I love them. It's nothing like turning around and seeing people that you've supported support you. So listen, as we celebrate Women's Her Story Month, as we celebrate ourselves, ladies, we are going to have to learn to genuinely, what I say, genuinely, not flippy floppy, not wishy-washy, because y'all know y'all good for that. And for you queens out there, and for you sister girls out there, you need to be celebrating these women too, because you're trying to be like them, okay? You're trying to pop your lips like them, snap like them, roll your neck like them. So you might want to celebrate them just like you would if it was you. See, the thing about it is, when it comes down to it, and if you're tuning in, you're listening to, I said it, I'm getting ready to get out of here. And make sure that you check out my show tomorrow on WHPR Detroit Live. It comes on every Friday at 8 p.m. My guest I'm having tomorrow is T. Hayes, the founder of Mommy Melodies. She's an amazing woman. And one of the things that I love about her, because as a woman, I want to say this and I'm going to get out of here. Ain't no way in hell you should feel comfortable as a woman, as a man, knowing all the stuff that another woman has gone through, and you decide that you want to dog her, that you want to kick her while she's down. There's a very special place in hell for men who disrespect women, men that won't uplift women, whether she's your mama, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your church sister, or any of that. If you find it okay with dogging another woman, a kiki and ha, when another woman is being talked about, you just as shady. You just as low down and dirty. And there's a very special place in hell for Negroes like you. And furthermore, for those women who are uplifting other women, who are making sure that you are uplifting women that are out here on their grind to greatness. Let me tell you something. God see you. Just because you may not get the accolades and the cloud and the income and the opportunities yet, I'm going to tell you something. Before people knew about Zsa Zsa, Zsa Zsa was planting those seeds of support. Zsa Zsa was planting those seeds of networking. Zsa Zsa was planting those seeds of making sure that other women were situated. And let me tell you this. Some of those same women that are successful right now, they know I helped them. And I ain't going to worry about, I had to learn, don't worry about who you helped, who you invested in, who you supported, who you uplifted, because I'm going to tell you something. Every seed that I've sown, God bless me triple fold with other opportunities and other income. God got something I'm working on right now. Blew my mind. I didn't even, you know how sometimes you think about a dream and some things you want to do in life, but you're like, oh, I don't know, it's a little too big. But God say, okay, that's what you want to do, then I'm going to do it. So listen, ladies, if you're tuning in, you're listening to I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, get out here and make sure that you celebrate. But never forget that we are out here looking for justice for just us, because you are not alone. And y'all already know, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Listen, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa because you do. Stop acting fake. You subscribe to everybody else's YouTube channel. You ain't going to subscribe to mine. That's that hater stuff. Anyway, if you want to get some of my I Said It gear and some of my new I Said It merchandise, shout out to my girl Z Kitty for all of the I Said It merchandise. She blessed me, y'all. And I'm so grateful for the women in my life, celebrating all of those ladies. And make sure you tune in to my show tomorrow. And listen, if you ladies found you somebody that's going to snatch you up and you want to get married, listen, schedule your appointment. I'll be your wedding officiant. I want to make sure that you get you a family and get some stability in your life, because ain't nothing like being wanted and ain't nothing like wanting somebody else. Listen, I love y'all. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And guess what? It's 313 day this weekend. So if you want me to come out to any of your events, I will be retaping my show opener on Saturday. So if you want to be a part of a cameo in my show opener, because look, okay, Oprah gonna have to retire. And when she do, y'all, I'm swooping in like a person coming in home plate on the fourth ending, coming in for the home run. I'm gonna slide right up in there, y'all. because it's going to be a perfect fit because this is what I do. So listen, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, Zsa Zsa. I love y'all. And if y'all want me to be a part of anything y'all doing for 313 Day, listen, make sure that y'all check me out. I'm going to be around in the city. You're going to see me with the camera people, my production team. I love them so much. Shout out to you all. Oh, and before I forget, if you have a business, product, or service, and you want to put a commercial on my TV show, we are taking commercial slots now for my TV show. So if you have a business, a brand, or a product that you would like to promote, listen, my show is seen by 700,000 people. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what you heard, but your girl popping. Peace.